There's a rainbow around the moon. There's a rainbow. There's a rainbow. There's a rainbow around the moon. There's a rainbow around the moon. There's a rainbow around the moon. There's a rainbow. There's a rainbow. There's a rainbow around the moon.
International, no, World Vegan Day. Happy World Vegan Day, everybody. How amazing is this? World Vegan Day. And we're all alive here together, celebrating the rainbows around the moon on World Vegan Day. What's up, carnists, carnies, ketophiles, meat-tards, as John Joseph, from the Cro-Mags, called me a meat-tard. That's what we are, guys. 97% of the world identifies as a meat eater. 97% of the world. 3% of the world is in a persecuted minority. And they're called vegans, guys. And Newsweek came out with an incredible, amazing article. I didn't even know it was World Vegan Day. I'll admit. I didn't even understand that this was World Vegan Day until Newsweek came out with this incredible, brave, courageous article. World Vegan Day. Why do meat eaters hate vegans so much? So, I don't know. I mean, we obviously celebrate veganism quite a bit on this channel. We think it's hilarious. I think veganism's one of the funniest things to ever happen to the internet. I mean, without veganism, we wouldn't have Peace Reflections, Melanation, or Carbon Nation now. We wouldn't have train wrecks online like Durian Rider to watch just completely unravel psychologically before your eyes. We wouldn't have vegan YouTube if it weren't for veganism. We wouldn't have amazing, brave men like Joel Kahn, MD, if it weren't for veganism. So, like, why do meat eaters hate vegans so much? We're going to have to learn about this. I didn't understand that vegans were oppressed, but apparently they are. And this is World Vegan Day. So let's first of all, let's learn a little bit. Let's get woke to what World Vegan Day is all about. It's an annual event celebrated by vegans around the world every 1st of November. The benefits of veganism for humans, non-human animals. For vegans, non-human animals in the natural environment are celebrated through activities such as setting up stalls, hosting potlucks, and planting memorial trees. Wow. The event was established in 1994 by Louise Wallace, chair of the Vegan Society. Wow, there's a vegan society. That's cool. All right, to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the founding of the organization and the coining of the terms vegan and veganism. I mean, it's just so amazing that this is, 1994 was the 50th anniversary of coining the term veganism. That's incredible. I mean, we were so ignorant for our entire lifespan as human beings, right? I mean, since the dawn of time, we didn't know that we were supposed to be herbivores. We thought we were supposed to eat meat, but 70 years ago, apparently it was declared that the real human diet is the same as like cows and shit, right? We're herbivores, guys. And if we can continue on this path of going vegan, eventually we will evolve into vegan Ubermenches. You know, we will develop our own rumen. And we will be able to ferment grasses and turn them into edible food. So yeah, we got International Vegan Day, the day after Halloween. Let's read a little bit about Louise Wallace. She's a DJ, a singer, and a writer, known for her animal advocacy. Awesome. So out of England, of course. The Vegan Society is a registered charity founded in the UK in 1944 by Donald Watson, Elsie Sally Shriggan, and 23 others. The Vegan Society. All right, well, happy birthday, veganism. Happy World Vegan Day, everybody. Let's check out this article from Newsweek. All right, so kind of a ridiculous title, right? World Vegan Day. Why do meat eaters hate vegans so much? I mean, everybody who watches this channel knows that we do not hate vegans here on this channel. We don't hate everybody. We love vegans. They're really funny. But also, it's like we're constantly putting out this information so that we can help these people out. Right? Now, as somebody who came from a vegan diet, you know, when I was 23 years old, 23, 24, 25, for about 2 years there, from 2009 to 2011, I got caught up in the hype, guys. World Vegan Day got into my head, and I ate a vegan diet. I was so depleted from this diet. At the end of this diet, I got so sick. My immune system was so shot. I was so weak. I wasn't able to handle, I don't know if it was just a flu or some viral thing, but I got the worst illness that I've ever had in my life at the end of my vegan career there. And when I was sick, it was funny. I was like dreaming of chicken foot soup. I'd never had chicken foot soup in my life, but I had heard that when you get really sick, in traditional Chinese medicine, they really like chicken foot soup. It's got a lot of collagen. It's basically bone broth, right? Chicken bone broth. I was fantasizing about it. And I had no idea why. I'd never had that food in my life. I'd never had chicken foot soup in my life. But I wanted it so bad. I mean, we're seeing a lot. We're seeing a lot of these former vegans jumping off the soy and coming back to health. Right? The guy we talked to yesterday, man, how crazy was that? That dude's face, man. I don't have his pictures pulled up. Actually, I can pull up his pictures. We talked to Luca yesterday. Man, I mean, this guy must be stoked that it's Vegan Day, World Vegan Day. He was just the shining example of what can happen with some of these really, really extreme forms of vegan diets. He was on one of the most ridiculous forms of veganism, which is called fruitarianism. So fruitarianism is a diet where these dudes are only eating fruit. There actually are a lot of females doing it too. Dudes and dudettes. They're just eating fruit. Check out how emaciated this poor kid was. You know, imagine how his mother must have felt just seeing him wither away. Look at the madness and the depravity. Look at that. He was starving himself to save the animals, right? But he wasn't an ethical vegan. He was trying to do it for health. These people advocating online and there he is, after 30 days, eating human foods again, right? Eating fatty cuts of meat. He was eating raw meat, eating a lot of cream and butter. He was able to gain 30 kilos. At his lowest weight, he was 40 kilos. Or was it 42 kilos? I forget. But anybody who missed yesterday's stream with Luca, he came on at the end of the stream, and it was just really, really heart-wrenching to see what this dude went through as far as this vegan stuff. But this article, pretty funny. I had to title the stream today after this article because the Newsweek, man. What are you doing? What are you doing, Newsweek? So Kate Stewart and Matthew Cole penned this just amazing article. Check out the authors right there. A couple of heroes. Why do meat eaters hate vegans so much? So, what are you getting this? What meat eaters hate vegans? What meat eaters hate vegans? We don't hate vegans here. We're actually offering refuge to vegans. This is a former vegan sanctuary. This is a vegan rescue operation. I don't know if you understand that. We're not just running. When we do our keto and carnivore collective every month, we're not just running a coaching service where we help people get adapted to a low carbohydrate diet and enjoy the benefits of a ketogenic or carnivorous diet. We're doing rehab with a lot of these people. You would be amazed at what high percentage of our clients are former vegans and are trying to get their lives back. So we don't hate vegans at all. Right? We're here to help these people. So this kind of divisive rhetoric is always funny. You see this a lot. Obviously, the authors of this article are vegan. Newsweek put it in the opinion section. Thankfully, they didn't put it in like the objective fake truth section. Newsweek. How seriously can you really take a Newsweek? All right, let's see what Newsweek has to say. What else is Newsweek talking about? Scientists slam Trump's plan to redefine gender. Redefine? How do you redefine gender? What is Trump trying to do now, guys? Orange man bad. What is bad orange man doing now? He's trying to redefine gender. What does that even mean? What is he going to make some sort of hate speech and say that there's just two genders? Terrible. Trump tweets. Caravan migrants launch rights lawsuit against Trump. So, U.S. conducts successful test of missile defense system. All right. So Newsweek, stoking fear, stoking that division, and getting them clicks. World Vegan Day. Why do meat eaters hate vegans so much? So Joel Kahn posted this. Joel Kahn, he really likes to virtue signal about veganism and talk about how meat eaters are so hateful. He likes to jump on, especially with Sean Baker. In the past, so many times he would jump on Sean Baker's Twitter. He did this to my feed too before he blocked me. But Joel Kahn, the aptly named Dr. Joel Kahn, MD. He's an MD, guys. Look at those expensive letters after his name. How beautiful. So Joel Kahn, MD, who got his medical license long after he became vegan. He became vegan and then bought his medical license in order to give himself credibility so that he could try to become basically the Bill Nye the vegan guy on TV. Like that's Joel Kahn's wet dream, right? You saw how stoked he was to be on Joe Rogan and his silly, hilarious Twitter behavior leading up to the Joe Rogan episode where he debated, what's his face, Chris Kresser. It's a pretty kind of a drab and boring debate where they both ended up agreeing on the false assumption that plants are great and the majority of your diet should definitely be plants. Before that, we got to see the hilarity of him kind of just acting like a big dork online. Dr. Joel Kahn. He likes to go and talk some shit to Sean Baker and then play the victim. All right, so the first time I ever saw him interact with Sean, I think Sean's going to come on the stream next week. Maybe the week after. He'll be back on again soon. Sean got his medical license back, I believe, as well. But yeah, Joel Kahn would jump in there and say something really, really kind and compassionate, like, "You are the king of assholes and you eat suffering," and all this stuff. And then Sean would make a comment back, and then Joel would say, "Oh, be nice for once. You're so mean. You're so mean." Play the victim, right? So they love this, like, attack and retreat and play victim mentality. Kind of a silly way of going about it. So I heard about this from Joel Kahn. He shared this beautiful article. So typical of something that the con man would share. Let's read it, guys. Food critic William Sitwell has resigned as editor of UK supermarket Waitrose's in-house magazine following a row over his astonishingly hostile response to a freelance journalist who proposed a series of articles on veganism. A statement from the food retailer said that John Brown Media, which produces Waitrose and Partners Food Magazine, so this like small-ass food magazine, right, that nobody's even heard of, is an editor of a supermarket's in-house magazine. A supermarket in the UK, one of like the smallest nations in the world. The UK's market. And so he made some statements apparently about vegans. He didn't like those vegans. In the light of Williams' recent email remarks, we've told John Brown Media that we believe this is the right and proper move. We will be working with them to appoint a new editor for the magazine. We have a relationship with William for more than 20 years and are grateful for his contribution to our business over that time. So this guy lost his job for making a astonishingly hostile response to a freelance journalist. So some isolated event where some guy talks some shit about some vegans, I guess. Doesn't even say what he said. The row erupted after freelance journalist Celine Nelson pitched a series on plant-based recipes for the magazine. Given the rise in popularity of vegan products in recent years, Waitrose, like many UK supermarkets, has recently expanded its vegan product range, and as Sitwell's own article in The Times noted, in less than welcoming terms, the number of vegan cookbooks available has grown considerably. So Nelson's proposal seemed pitch perfect. Sitwell's response, however, was decidedly off-key. So this guy said, how about a series on killing vegans one by one, ways to trap them, how to interrogate them properly, expose their hypocrisy, force-feed them meat, make them eat steak, and drink red wine? All right, so this guy was trying to be cheeky, and he went a little too far, right? No, I mean, come on. That's going a little bit far there, buddy. As veganism is ever more routinely encountered in daily life, hackneyed media stereotypes of vegans no longer resonate as they once did. Says the vegan writing this article. Are you kidding me? Your article is the hackneyed media stereotype of a vegan. You're over here complaining. So there's some small event where a guy made a cheeky joke about why vegans suck, and you're acting like the world is so oppressive. These vegans are just being crushed under the weight of their victimhood that they must carry every day. Anti-vegan media hostility isn't anything new. Sociological research published in 2011 documented how UK newspapers discredit veganism through ridicule, with vegans variously... So sociological research, right? You know what sociological research is called in English? A fucking joke, right? So you're looking... So some pink-haired chick at like University of Berkeley, at UC Berkeley, probably came up with this. So there's a paper critically examines discourses in veganism in UK national newspapers in 2007, and setting parameters for what can and cannot easily be discussed. Dominant discourses also help frame understanding. Discourses relating to veganism are therefore presented as contravening common sense because they fall outside readily understood meat-eating discourses. The sociological researchers. Social scientists. What a joke, guys. Please don't put your children in the university system. Please. The failing university system will be looked back upon as much of a joke as Newsweek, right? All these media organizations pushing veganism. It's going to be looked back on as a total joke. Now, there's nothing really, I'm not saying all sociology is a joke, right? But the social sciences in general, these social scientists, and a lot of these journals, I mean, just complete joke. I didn't see the episode, but I think Joe Rogan might have had on those guys who pushed through a bunch of these nonsense papers in the sociology journals recently. I'll have to check out that episode because I think he did talk to those guys. So yeah, if you want to learn how to be, if you want to have your worldview completely self-contradictory and just full of gobbledygook and nonsense, if you want your head to be filled with inane, just madness, go be a social science major in the modern university system. So anyways, documented how newspapers stereotype them as angry, militant, self-denying, sentimental, fatty, or joyless. As more people try veganism, meet vegans, and encounter vegan-friendly products and practices in daily life, the more tone-deaf these stereotypes sound. And that's actually nonsense. Because anybody who spends any time on the internet understands like the true nature of how these people are behaving. But we'll get into that later. Sitwell's vitriol contrasts markedly with the polite restraint of Nelson's rejoinder, in which he ironically expressed interest in exploring why just the mention of veganism seemed to make some people so hostile. The exchange is arguably emblematic of the contemporary plague of entitled anger that toxifies public discourse whenever entitlement is challenged, however politely. So there you go. So meat eaters entitlement is being challenged, right? Our privilege, our meat-eating privilege as human beings is being challenged. We don't like that when our entitlement, because we're so entitled, right? If you eat meat, you're so entitled. Like 97% of the population eats meat, and they're just so entitled. All right, let's read it. So the first section, guilty conscience. So in this section, they claim that the reason meat eaters hate vegans is because they feel guilty. They feel guilty about eating meat. And this is complete nonsense. Now, some people can be made to feel guilty about eating meat. Shoot, some people can be made to feel guilty about almost anything. I mean, this is what, Tavistock, the Tavistock Institute on Human Relations. We talked about this with Jay Dyer. You could make sure to check out Jay Dyer's channel. His website, which was completely deplatformed and taken down by WordPress, is back up. But when we talked about social engineering and the use of diet with the use of culture as a weapon against humanity, one of the most powerful weapons that you can use in propaganda is guilt and shame. And we've grown up in our modern public education system in the U.S., and we've been spoon-fed a nice healthy dose of guilt and shame about being human. All right, so the new religion of, the new atheists, they call themselves atheists, but the new religion of modernity is very, very intimately wrapped up with the so-called green movement, right? This fake environmentalism. Now, there's nothing wrong with protecting the environment, right? There's nothing wrong with proper stewardship of the land. What I take issue with is the massive politicization of this, right? And the mobilization of a huge vanguard of dumb fuck millennials from my generation out there crying about climate change, right? Climate change, we got to do something about climate change because the TV told us so. We got to stop eating meat, right? We've been filled with guilt and shame. Like, it's your fault. You're told that it's your fault that climate changes. And that every time you exhale that nasty, nasty, naughty CO2, and every time you fart out that methane, vegans, which have many of those methane farts regularly, that every time we do this, Gaia cries, little tears of oil. Oh, poor Mother Earth is dying because of all of you. This is what we're told. And obviously there's pollution, right? There's weather modification programs that have been in full swing, especially since the late 90s, but they've been around since right after World War I. All right, so yeah, man can obviously manipulate and alter our environment. But this whole eco-religion that's been kind of erected around us, and we've been propagandized with, is constantly playing on people's guilt and shame, right? And guilt and shame are natural human inclinations. When we're off track, when we do something wrong, we should feel guilty. We should feel ashamed, right? That's what helps us to line back up with the truth, to seek that peace, which comes with bowing down to what is true and what is real. But this whole system enacted right now is about getting us to bow down to lesser truths, to lesser gods, to gods like Bill Gates and Richard Branson, who say they're going to save the world by giving us fake meat. They're going to give you lab-grown meat and save the world. All right, you've got Glamour magazine, degenerating culture since at least I was a kid. My mom used to get Glamour magazine. Oh my goodness! And when I was like a little kid, I remember like 12 years old, I'd look through it, try to see some cleavage, look for some titties in that Glamour magazine. It was softcore porn for women, Glamour. But like most of the pictures were of women too. It's just so funny. But then the articles, they'd be about like, you know, the 10 hottest sex tips with ice cubes. Top 10 sex tips with ice cubes and curling irons. Please your man. Surprise your man sexually with his amazing tricks with a curling iron. You know, this is fucking retarded articles. Just degeneracy, right? Glamour magazine. Going vegan is a big life choice, and these celebrities have made a commitment to it. Find out who's famous and vegan. The rich and famous are always coming up with new and sometimes bizarre ways to better their lifestyles, from their looks and even their spirituality. And you guessed it, their diets. And at the moment, veganism couldn't be any hotter. The choice of going meat and dairy-free is celebrated in January, as everyone is calling it Veganuary. So let's check out, look at these vegan celebs. Look how smart she looks. Meghan Markle. Who the hell are you? This is sad. Look how much makeup this woman has to put on her face to feel comfortable in public. Who this? Serena Williams. Damn. I'm not going to talk shit on Serena. Look at that neck. Serena Williams will knock me out. Will I am. Transhumanism. Pusher. Will I am. Always down to get on television and talk about whatever the media wants him to say. So, you know, you have to... Oh, Madonna's a vegan, guys. Look at Madonna. Like a virgin, degenerating the children for generations. Like a virgin. Who the hell is this Skeletor? I mean, just look at these unhappy, unhealthy people. You know, many of them just completely possessed by drug addiction. Living this fake shadow of a life. Miley Cyrus. So, that, you know, I mean, just, oh, veganism is amazing. Just this long article from Glamour magazine. How can Newsweek say that media demonizes vegans? They're constantly being erected. Look at this. Women's Health. 30 celebrities who are damn proud of their vegan diets. I just have more energy than I've ever had in my life. With no, like, who are you even quoting? Oh, look at that girl. Look at those little ribbons on her titties. Those are hot ribbons for your titties. Who's that on the left? Is that Beyonce? The GOAT. Serena Williams. Meghan Markle. So it's like the same list. Kat Von D. Some like sickly looking satanic chick with face tattoos. Well, these vegans. The celebrities are vegans. 11 celebs who are vegan. 17 magazine. 17. What else does 17 publish these days? I remember my little sister, she would get some of these magazines when I was younger, and it would just freak me out. The average age teens are losing their virginity. Promiscuity. 41 Instagram captions for your Halloween post. Are you fucking kidding me? Teenagers need 17 magazine will help you find Halloween captions for your posts. And they're also pushing that vegan agenda. While ditching eggs, dairy, and cheese may sound like a nightmare to some, many people embrace and love a vegan lifestyle. Check out these 11 celebrities who are going vegan and loving it. We got Ariana Grande. Check it out. Look at this beautiful trash bag she's wearing. How fucking hot is she with that trash bag? Yeah. She looks like 12 years old. Let's sexualize her in the media. Fuck yeah. Liam Hemsworth. Look at that beard. What a man's man. Look at Miley Cyrus. She's wearing like an upside down, melted, wilted black rose. It's just amazing right there. Madeline Pesch. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, is a part-time vegan. But that's cool though, because she's fucking hella rich. She could just be part-time vegan. She's a celebrity. Let's celebrate that shit. Beyonce. While Beyonce isn't vegan 24/7, she does dish meat and dairy often before a big performance, like Coachella this year. In March, she posted about her switch to veganism on Instagram, encouraging fans to join her. It's just amazing. Ellen DeGeneres. Look at Ellen DeGeneres. The talk show host has been vegan since 2008 when she realized how meat products are produced. I always call myself an animal lover, she told Yahoo, and yet I ate them. Look at Sia, representing that schizoid look. Look at that black and white, super esoteric wig. Oh, look, you can't even see her face. She's so dehumanized in the public. And she's vegan. 17 magazine. Look, they have a whole section. Look, celebrity, fashion, beauty, LGBTQ, and Halloween. The best yeah books of 2018. Yeah, but what are yeah books? I mean, this is just, it's pretty, it always amazes me to look at some of this modern propaganda. It just gets more and more weaponized. Michelle Obama wants us to break a dangerous cycle. So just like political, vote left, vote right. All right. Well, let's finish. Let's go back, guys. I digress. So guilty conscience. What are you talking about, guilty conscience? Guilty conscience. There's no guilt here about eating meat. Right? The reason that we give pushback against this vegan agenda is because of the forceful manner in which we're being coerced to give up healthy human foods. Right? We're being propagandized day in and day out to give up the foods that keep us alive, the fat-soluble, vitamin-rich foods, the animal foods that we grew up on. Right? Unfortunately, most of us actually didn't even grow up on these foods. Most of us grew up on cereal, on the wheat, the corn, the soy. Right? All those little soyums. All right. Food practices are socially powerful markers of social and cultural identity. Identity politics. Let's do it. Making actual or implied criticism of them personally and hurtfully felt. Meat eating in particular has been closely implicated with the construction of masculine identity. So more of this like feminist bullshit talk that they keep bringing. Oh, Science Direct. Listen, he just has to like ham. The centrality of meat in home and consumer studies. I can't believe, like, look at these fake studies. A study aimed to describe discourses on meat in the school subject home and consumer studies in 5 different northern Swedish schools. 59 students and 5 teachers from 5 different schools were recorded, and in some cases videotaped during lessons. Results indicate that meat was seen as central to nutritional health, sensory experience, culture, and social relationships. Oh, man, that's like that toxic masculinity. Terrible. Construction of masculine identity. It's not a construction of masculine identity. It's part of human identity. And it's part of the necessity of being human is getting fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin K2, right? Protein comes from things that have eyes or a shell. These are the foods of fertility. These are the foods that keep people alive. Nobody has been so depraved, so stupid, so brainwashed to give up the foods that keep us alive and fertile and healthy as we are today. 70 years old is veganism. You like that sentence formation? Veganism is only 70 years old. For only 70 years has there even been a term for the stupidity of starving yourself of the foods that keep us alive. And I was one of those people who was stupid enough to do it for almost 2 years on and off. I kept thinking it would work. I'm not doing it right. Maybe I need to add this. I need to take this form of B12. I'll eat more nutritional yeast. I'll get some more algae in. I need more protein, so I'll eat more lentils, beans and rice together, complete protein. Wrecked me. Freaking wrecked me. So stop with this guilty conscience bullshit. First of all, meat is not detrimental to the environment. Meat is essential for human well-being and health. Second of all, meat eating in particular has been closely implicated in the construction of masculine identity. That's a bunch of bullshit. Meat is central to human identity. And this constant talk about social and cultural identity, making implied criticism hurtfully felt. This is nonsense. You need to stop pumping this into the minds of vulnerable children whose worldview isn't even properly formed yet. Because then it leads to stuff like this. Vegans protesting a steakhouse, right? People exercising their individual right in, where is this, Australia? Their right to actually just have a business. And you got vegans protesting it.
Vegans calling themselves direct action everywhere. And just after
Look at this guy. Snatching.
Took their anti-meat message to Outback Jack's in Northbridge.
Look at them harassing people.
Animal liberation.
About 15 protesters with no reservation and no intention of ordering trooped in and tried to disrupt the dinner service in the name of saving animals.
Right? Get the fuck out of here.
Many animals inside that
You're going to need
restaurant.
bouncers and steakhouses now for these little bitches.
The beef about beef caught staff and customers at Outback Jack's by surprise.
Don't touch her. You're not allowed to touch her.
Look at that girl. Did you guys see the toxic masculinity just oozing from that girl? trying to kick out these amazing vegan protesters from the steakhouse. So this is why people are annoyed with veganism. Vegan protesters still won't leave Antler Restaurant alone. And speciesism. We are here for those who didn't have a choice. I mean, look at these malnourished people who've never seen an animal in their life, who are living in crowded cities, in a freaking basically living in a zoo where they're being socially engineered to accept the most dehumanizing, demoralizing worldview in the world, right? This materialist, atheist worldview that gets pumped into your brains through media, through school, through academia. Look at these people. And this is what happens when the family unit gets destroyed, when people's belief in truth, in objective reality, in objective morality, and in right and wrong is removed, they just make shit up. You get to make up right and wrong. Just like we talked to Vegan Foot Soldier the other day, and he couldn't get past the basic, he couldn't even understand his own metaphysical assumptions. And the dude just kept going back to saying, giving me his twisted fantasies about torturing me. This was his whole line of reasoning. I said, okay, let's talk about the ethics. It was at the very end of our nice talk, and we had a very civil conversation. The dude starts telling me these weird fantasies about torture, these hypotheticals about torture in the worst way, in the worst possible suffering. And it's like this, the twisted reality and mind view of these people. It's like he was going to justify his moral ethical system after, first of all, saying that there was no objective morality and that it's just made up. And he said the universe doesn't care. The universe doesn't give a shit, he said. But then he was going to try to say why we should all be vegan. Because imagine if I tortured you and killed you. And then he started talking. He said, we're in a white room. It was like giving me all these details. It was so twisted. It was so sad. It's like, dude, this is what you spend your time thinking about? Freaking torturing people? I mean, look at these protesters. Look at the guy in the middle. It's so sad to see. Let's see. Vegan protesters were shocked after a Toronto chief responded to their protest by carving up an animal right in front of them.
Deliberately brought what appears to be the leg of a deer.
That's what they're doing.
To taunt the activists, he's brought the leg of a recently murdered deer.
These hacktivists are there trying to stop this guy's business from functioning. So he's going to carve the leg. It's not legal. How is this not legal? I will eat that in front of you, vegans.
I don't know what he thinks this will achieve.
That's how triggered these people are. What is he doing?
They're here, so they're going to enter for some reason.
So these vegans just continually harassing people. Continuous harassment of meat eaters, both in real life and especially online. All right, so the guilty conscience. No, there's no guilty conscience here. And there's no necessity of guilty conscience for eating meat, or for being human, or for farting, or for exhaling, or for having children. That's why we got Eat Meat, Make Families. You guys like the shirt? We got t-shirts now. Eat Meat, Make Families. Boom. The Eat Meat, Make Families t-shirt. Trigger your local vegan hacktivists wearing an Eat Meat, Make Families t-shirt. We got these on the website. There's a link down in the description below. So poor taste. Criticism of Sitwell's email led to the wheeling out of a stereotype of vegan humorlessness, which is totally true. Vegans, there's no humor. All right, so let's see. Poor taste. More articles on veganism and vegetarianism. The joke cost Sitwell his editing job, but his outburst has at least opened up the opportunity for some more honest discussion about why veganism, like many other progressive social movements, stimulates such aggressive responsive. So it's like you use these words like like progressive. Oh, I like progress, right? Like I like progress. Like why don't you just call it warm, happy, likey? Right? Let's dumb down the language even more. Like 10 years from now, people are going to be reading articles and it'll just be like 5 words. It'll be like hashtag eat meat bad. Hashtag meat eater go away. Hashtag meat bad. That's going to be like the entire article in 10 years. All right, moderators, keep it clean over there in the chat. Because sometimes people jump in, they try to get you removed by try to get you removed by saying things that'll get you flagged by YouTube. So all the mods in there, keep it clean in the chat. All right, anyways. So it's just bad taste. I love it. And so this guy had to apologize, Sitwell, for making the joke, which it was, I mean, it was silly, right? Like, I don't know if he tweeted that or what, or if he wrote it in in a way that, I don't know, if he wrote it in a private message or what. Framing the expression of oppressive power relations as humor attempts to insulate it against critique, but we should remain alert to the potency of power dynamics of such jokes. Power dynamics of jokes. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking? All right, so I have so many stories of some of the nonsense that I saw in the university system, right? And it just amazes me to see all this in the mainstream now. It's like the whole world has become UC Santa Cruz humanities classes. It's like the whole freaking world, and it's not even the whole world. It's like that's who's writing these articles. These social sciences students who are taking feminist studies class, gender studies as they call it now. It used to be women's studies when I was in school, but I think they changed it to gender studies. But I actually sat in several of these classes in my university days, and the ridiculousness of all. And one of the classes was all about how adventure and like extreme sports, you know, like mountain biking, climbing, and stuff like that, is part of the power dynamic of toxic masculine male oppression. There was an entire class on this at my university, at the University of California, Santa Cruz. I had a friend who took it was called, they call it African American Studies. There was a department at UC Santa Cruz, I don't think it was Black Studies, it was African American Studies. And I had a friend who took a class there. Every once in a while, if you sign up for classes late, you end up getting really shitty classes if you're in a university. And when you're taking classes in the university, you kind of, in the UC system, when I went there at least, you could take, and you were encouraged to take, classes in different majors than your own. So this guy, I think he was a lit major. He was a literature major, which was also just completely full of nonsensical, just ridiculousness. And he took this class, an African American Studies class, and it was all about, you know, power dynamics and this and that. He went to class one day, and he sat down, and he's sitting there in class, plops his butt in the seat, and it's mostly white kids with dreadlocks in his class. You know, a few white kids with dreads, you know, some white girls. I think he said there was like 2 black kids in the class. He sits down, and one of the white kids with dreads immediately starts to verbally assault him in a very aggressive way and tell him that his shirt is racist. His shirt is racist. He was wearing a shirt that had a picture of a gorilla. There was a picture of a gorilla on his shirt with a thought bubble. And the thought bubble that the gorilla had was a banana. So the gorilla was thinking of a banana. It's a freaking t-shirt, dude. Just like some hipster t-shirt that this guy, just like a normal kid from Napa. He was from Napa. He was wearing a shirt that had a gorilla with a thought bubble and a banana. The guy who was running it was a grad student who was running this like seminar, also jumped in on it and was telling him that his shirt was racist. They told him his shirt was racist. He had never thought about race at all when he was wearing this shirt, and he was shocked that these people were implying that a gorilla thinking about a banana was racist. The most ridiculous stuff goes on in these classes, guys. And then they go on to write stuff like this. Why do meat eaters hate vegans so much? Oh, you poor oppressed vegans. The power dynamics of meat eaters and toxic masculinity is just permeating the world. So then they give, you know, some more articles. Why aren't more people vegetarian? Eating less meat is a climate priority. Whatever the skeptics say. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. Eating less meat is a climate priority. Come on. Right? Well, that pig right there in the picture, the little plastic pig, that's as close to an animal as most of these vegans have ever gotten. Right? Most of these people are living in San Francisco, LA. San Francisco, LA, London. That's where most of these people come from. So nobody hates vegans inherently. People have to have experiences with vegans to even form an opinion of them. And people's opinions of vegans is often very low because of the experiences they have with these shitheads online. Not all vegan. All right, cool. Sorry, I'm talking to, I was going to have a surprise guest, but not going to happen today. So it's just going to be me babbling. It was going to be Milk Jar. Milk Jar was going to come on, but he's busy. I've been meaning to get Milk Jar on. I want to hear a little bit about his thoughts on Augenus Vonderplanets. He's really into Vonderplanets, so I thought that would be fun to have Milk Jar on. Talk about his experience. Cool. So sometime next week, Milk Jar will come on. The conversation. Why aren't more people vegetarian? Vegan diet. How your body changes from day one. Academic rigor. Journalistic flair. The conversation. Come on. Academic rigor. It's, I wouldn't have a negative opinion of vegans. And I don't have a negative opinion of vegans in general. First of all, because I know that most vegans are not going to be vegan more than just a few months. 84% of vegans and vegetarians return to meat. Why? Right, so 84% of these vegan keyboard warriors you see online and these little nests of demons in the comment sections on Vegan Gains YouTube videos, and guys like Foot Soldier I talked to the other day, who was a reasonable dude, right? He's like reasonable. He doesn't really believe in reason, yet he calls upon it all the time, but he doesn't believe in anything that's non-physical, right? But then we should all adhere to his metaphysical concept, even though he denies metaphysics. Modernity right there. Now, talk to him, he seemed like a normal person underneath that mask and behind the fake activism. But it's sad to know that so many of these people are malnourishing themselves, are depriving themselves of the human foods that we need to survive and to be fertile. It's just really sad to see them starving themselves. But we wouldn't have a negative view of vegans if we hadn't had negative interactions with them, right? It's not just because vegans are these poor victims and they just love the animals and everyone else feels so guilty because we're killing animals, and those people, they feel so guilty because they don't want to go vegan and they know that they're sinful for not being vegan. That's not why people dislike vegans. They dislike vegans because vegans come on your YouTube channel and say stuff like this. Every single day, I get to ban like 10 to 20 vegans. Every day. Every single day, I get comments like this. So I commented on Kasumi Chris's channel. I just said, hashtag eat meat, make families, right? Make families. Resurrect the family unit. All right? At least that's somewhere we can start, right? Traditional values, animal husbandry, proper diet and nutrition, in the family unit. At just a basic level, these are things that we can do to stave off this depravity and this degeneracy that's being pushed. But they get triggered by these things. They hate babies. They're brainwashed into this fake eco-religion where humans are bad, and pro-fertility material is looked at it like Hitlerian, right? Oh, you want to have babies? You're literally Hitler. You're killing the planet because humans are bad. And these people don't even really live by their ideology. They don't really even believe it. Because if they truly lived by it, maybe they would remove themselves from the carbon cycle and liberate all that carbon that their body is hogging. But they don't. They want to talk about, oh, we've got to decrease the population because TV said so, because Bill Gates said so, because the Rockefeller Foundation's been funding this bullshit push for depopulation for like 100 years now. And they make comments like this. He said, hope you choke on your food. Then you've got guys like this. Here's another one. Says, all right, so this guy, Vegan Revolution, he's been banned for a long time. Obsessed with my channel. He thinks he knows so much about me, and it's really, really funny. So he talks about, here, you guys want to just see some straight up weirdness. Talks about how he says I abuse dogs. I abuse dogs because I play with my pit bulls sometimes. I abuse dogs. That's dog abuse. Like, these people have no idea. They've never touched an animal or played with a dog, and they think it's literally abuse to play with a dog. So here's everybody's favorite nihilist, atheist, vegan, sociopath YouTube channel. Vegan Gains. He calls himself Vegan Gains. He's made a lot of gains of pudge over the last few years. Right? It's just so sad. And you see this guy's videos. He looks like he's been crying every time he puts up a video. Like, you see his face. It's so puffy. He's so depressed. You could just feel it oozing from him. It's sad. You know, he openly talks about how he deals with the depression and stuff like that. At least he's honest about it. I mean, a lot of these vegans try to pretend like they're all happy and they're healthy and everything's good and that their digestion's fine, that it's all good. You know, I mean, at least Vegan Gains admits that he's super unhealthy and depressed. But check this out. Eating food makes you age. Says, been a while since I've watched your videos regularly, but you convinced me to go vegan in 2016. And my girlfriend decided to go vegan 5 months ago. You're making a good difference, man. Whether you're a sociopathic bully or not. And then the next comment, the horny vegan. This guy's also been banned from my channel for a long time. If you just look at the comment section of these videos, it's literally like a nest of demons. Just these little, like, they're trying to find some way to, Tristan abuses dogs. He was probably abused as a child. Right, that's what the guy was saying in that last comment. However, I think being an immigrant family in South America, trying to pretend to be a health advisor online while getting fat, having a he abuses his dog on camera as if it's normal. So no doubt his own family dynamic growing up normalized abuse. What the fuck? Just like total inanity. You can't play with a dog or you're abusing it to these vegan freaks. Look what the horny vegan says. Finally a video where you raped a flesh eater for not being vegan. It's been a while. So that's nice to say. I mean, they regularly go on people's channels and say, you deserve to be raped and murdered. This guy was really upset that I had a civil discussion with a vegan. He says, I don't like how this was a civil discussion. Treating this primal retard like a normal person legitimizes his nonsense. He's a moron and should be talked about like one or talked down to. This isn't a debate between opposing ways to design a car. This is one car designer talking to someone who isn't incapable of understanding what a car is. It's not a difference of opinion here. One person is just flat out wrong about reality. And I'm not even talking about veganism here. In most cases, being civil shows you are the better person. But in this case, and in the case of someone like Jay Peterson, or even Trump, what the fuck? Jordan Peterson, you can't be reasonable with them. You just have to dehumanize them, right? Treating their insanity with civility is giving it validation as a reasonable position to hold. Don't get me wrong. I love what you do, Foot Soldier. I'm not criticizing you. I just have a problem with the greater skeptics and intellectual community or even the news media when they do this as a whole. I still thumbs up to you, bro. The only time you should pretend to care about what these dickheads have to say is in a hostage situation where you need to humor them to save lives. And by lives, you must mean animal lives. As soon as the hostages are safe, you whack them with reality. Like, you can't treat these people like humans, they're telling us. Here's Vincent Gonzalez. Vincent Gonzalez says, I love that you are eating so much salt and eggs and meat and filming the process. The only thing I like to request that is to make sure your family uploads your deathbed video, as it would be a wasted experiment not seeing the final result. I'm not wishing death upon you or anything, but I just want people to see the whole processes so that they can learn from it. It will be very beneficial to watch the progression artery disease for themselves instead of just, I guess he accidentally pushed enter. So just, just typical vegan enlightenment that you'll see online here. But those meat eaters, they hate vegans, right? And we're over here offering you guys a bridge and telling you, you don't have to do this. You don't have to destroy your health. You don't have to parade around on the internet and pretend that you're doing something meaningful. You can actually have a real meaningful life, right? But you're going to have to look at yourself in the eyes in the mirror, and you're going to have to realize just how full of shit you are. Okay, so there is an out to all the future ex-vegans watching this, which if you're a vegan and you're watching this, realize that there's a nearly 90% chance that you won't be vegan in like a year. Okay, so why are these people not staying vegan? Well, first of all, it's a terribly unhealthy way of living, of thinking, and of eating. right? Looking at 97% of the population, which probably way more than 90% of the 7% of the population is non-vegan, right? I mean, that's like people claiming they're vegan. How many of these vegans who claim they're vegan are not even really vegan? They're just prospective vegans. Or it's like, I saw a few of Vegan Gains videos. I also hate the world. I also hate my daddy. And I want to be vegan too, so I can lash out at humans. Fuck people. Yeah, climate change. Yeah, the climate's changing. I live in Toronto. I know everything. I went to university. I know. Climate is changing, and it's because cows. And it's because people, and they have babies. It's like, this is the type of, the ideology that leads you into this is so twisted. But there's an out. You can still eat real food. You can eat a nutrient-dense diet meant for human beings, which means you're eating meat. And a significant portion of a human diet should always be animal foods, fat and protein. Carbohydrates are unnecessary. You can live without eating any plants for the rest of your life. But you cannot survive without eating meat unless you're heavily supplementing with things like B12. You're going to need to supplement things like zinc, right? Copper deficiencies, iron deficiencies. All these nutrient deficiencies that are so rampant in the vegan community can be stopped by just eating meat. And that's why there's so many awesome people who come over here to the Primal Edge Health stream and share their stories of leaving veganism, right? 85% of you vegans watching right now won't be vegan in like a year. The proportion of true vegetarians and vegans in the United States is surprisingly small. Only about 2% of respondents did not consume any meat. 1.5% were vegetarians and 0.5% were vegans. That's in the U.S. Then the vegans try and take stats about India, which is not even a vegan population. Most of them are not even vegetarian. One of the most popular YouTube channels about keto, Horns Up. Shout out to Headbanger's Kitchen, right? That dude's freaking awesome, by the way. Headbanger's Kitchen. I love that guy. I don't eat like he does, but I love the guy. He's fun. He's hilarious. Horns Up. He's all into metal. He's in like a metal band. I forget what his metal band's called. It's got this funny name, like Demon Resurrector or some crazy metal name like that. But, dude, that guy's making pork all the time. Making meat all the time. Yeah, it's harder to get beef in India because people have been duped by their priesthood over there into not consuming animal products to save it for the elite. But these people skew their research, their numbers all the time. In the U.S., less than 0.5% of people are vegan. Yet you're going to pretend like you have some incredible moral high ground and you found out the secret of true, objective spirituality and morality, even though you claim there's no God and there's no metaphysics. In every single argument I've seen with vegans, they always take the side of, materialism. They always take that. And then they try to make moral arguments when they don't believe in morality. But this is only 0.5% of the population that's actually vegan, and 85% of you won't be vegan in a year. So all I got to say about this stat is, why not expedite the process? Why not stop the degeneration of your mind, your body, and your worldview now and go back to eating a diet meant for human beings? All right? Quit pretending. Like, you could find meaning. There is real meaning. There is objective truth, but you're not going to find it in these fake, trendy, hacktivist groups that are being pushed, right? You're not going to find meaning in your life by LARPing in these fake-ass protests and running through Whole Foods pretending to cry, wearing a Durian Riders shirt and holding up a picture that you printed out on a computer. That probably caused way more environmental devastation than any of the factory farms that you use to try to straw man all meat eating. You vegans have an out. You can leave the joke of a movement that you're taking part in. You can look at how weak the people that are promoting this actually are. And I'm not saying they're weak physically, which they actually are. But mentally and psychologically, like the fragility of this movement is ridiculous. Look at this. Vegan protesters stun shoppers at Toronto grocery store. Dozens of animal rights activists took to the aisles of Stockyards District Supermarket this weekend with smoke bombs, 3D masks, and a disturbing but important message for shoppers. Don't buy the humane lie. Cows are being skinned alive. Cows are not being skinned alive. What the freaking hell are you talking about? You kill the animal first, and then you skin it and process it. Look at them. They're bringing smoke bombs. And how apt of them wearing pig masks, right? Because you're part of the most dehumanizing movement that you could ever think of. Trying to force your ideas on people into a dehumanizing diet that will make us so dumb, so malnourished, and infertile. You're literally dehumanizing the entire human race by trying to force this inhumane diet on people. Look at this. Oh, you guys are just so amazing. It's not food, it's violence. Look at this poor little girl. These people want meaning, and they've had their meaning stripped from them. They've had their communities stripped from them. Most of these people are from broken families, right? You got the proverbial deadbeat Western dad. You watch TV, and it's like, oh, dads are like Homer Simpson. Dads are all big, fat, fake masculine idiots who just drink beer and be trendy. Right, all dads are Homer Simpson. You got like a Family Guy. All these fake sitcoms. Remember when I was a kid, Full House, and it was like 3 weirdo dudes, no woman in the house, right? Because in the Western world, the woman goes off to work too. The woman has to slave away to pay taxes in order just to send her kids to a university, so then they can come home radicalized as like dreadlocked 17 or 18, 19-year-old dreadlocked, stinky ass vegans, right? Making Instagram videos about how my fucking mom's such an idiot. Look at my fridge, it's full of meat. I can't stand being here. I want to go back to the dorms. I want to eat my vegan dining hall meal. Eat my vegan Cheerios. Cows skinned alive. Look at these people. This is the same guy that was in that other picture too. I need your voice. It's in Toronto.
Can we have your attention, please? We are members of Direct Action Everywhere, and we are here today to draw your attention to the Stop-Child horror. This scary truth of the violence
Look at this little troglodyte. Who is this little troll?
at the slaughterhouses behind
I brought a megaphone. I want to feel important.
lactating.
Daddy, I hate you. Why didn't you pay attention to me? Mom, I hate you. That guy you're dating's a jerk. Come on. Come on. No, meat eaters don't hate vegans. Vegans hate reality. And most vegans are coming from a state of self-loathing as well. And it's really sad. Look at this woman. Protesting at a chicken farm. You know, none of these people have families. Most of them will never have children. And hey, the people that are promoting veganism, Bill Gates, all these people that are super into depopulation, that's freaking great to them, right? Totally accomplishes everything they want, which is the cessation of humans breeding, right? They want no unapproved breeders out there. Anti-vegan trolls is the most annoying fight in the world. Wait, militant vegans versus anti-vegan trolls is the most annoying fight in the world. This is funny. This guy's eating a hot dog, and then this chick's like, look, she has a vagina tattoo. That's so trashy. Ugh. Oh, man. I'm so glad I'm married. I don't have to date these. Like, imagine being, not imagine. I can't imagine. Can't imagine not being married and having to be out there in like this whole, I mean, to be dating, and that's like the pool of people that you have access to, right? Like, so glad I'm married. So glad that I've got children, and I'm not out there trying to find a mate at 30 years old when there's like, you know, you get 30-year-old, 14-year-old women marching around with their tits tattooed, right? With like a butterfly above your vagina. Oh, man. If she takes off her pants and there's a butterfly above her vagina, put the pants back on her and exit the room, lest you contract a variety of diseases that you do not want. So no, vegans, we don't hate you. In fact, we want to help you. We're here to help you. All right, we're here to show you how you can actually eat real, delicious, good food that's meant for human beings. We're here to give you an out. We're here to tell you that the values that you've been given, that you know are hollow and empty, that's not all there is, that there's more to life, that there is truth. Now, you can have real communities, not these fake vegan online communities. Most vegans don't know other vegans in real life. They just know them on the internet. There's in Australia. What's vegans beef about Northbridge Steakhouse? So a group of vegan protesters going to a steakhouse. We already saw this one. But there is good news, vegans. 85% or 84% of you won't be vegan very soon. You will no longer be calling yourself vegan quite soon. So just make it now, right? Drop the charade. Quit LARPing. Go protest something real. What happened to anti-war movement? Uh-oh. What happened to the anti-war movement? What happened to stopping bombing all these countries to spread McFreedom? What happened to that? You get these fake activists out there now. LARPing. Let's see. I'm going to pull something up here. I mean, the level of silliness in vegan activism and vegan logic is just ridiculous. And nobody hates you guys. We're just sick of hearing you try to shove your reality down everybody's throats. We're sick of you trying to legislate us out of their ability to feed ourselves and our children. We're sick of you malnourishing children. We're sick of you being anti-natalist and telling us we're evil for having children. And we're sick of you pretending like you know what everybody should do with their land, their property, and their fucking bodies. We're sick of it. These are our bodies. This is our land. And we can choose what we do with it as long as we own it, right? You can't come on my land and tell me I can't slaughter my cow and eat it. You can't do that. I know you want to, you vegan abolitionists. You want to do that, but you can't. All right, let's check out. This is vegan activism, right? Here's the essence of vegan activism right here. We've got Joey Carbstrong, former meth addict, still got them methy eyes, love it. Former meth addict. He was in prison for a while, I believe. He came out and he had his conversion to materialism, right? He had his religious conversion to materialist atheism and veganism. And vegan is his religion now. And he puts all his energy into this fake-ass movement, into being a fake activist. And here he is, debating a 12-year-old on Instagram. This is veganism. This is why people are annoyed with you guys. This is why we think you're a joke. Because you're debating 12-year-old fishermen on Instagram about ethics that you don't believe really exist. It's so twisted. Let's listen to this. Let's listen to this just amazing, enlightening debate from Joey Meth Eyes Carbstrong and a 12-year-old on Instagram.
Up with something witty or else... Oh, yeah. So we've got to... Don't worry about the fisherman. I wonder if he wants to go live. Hey, Mason, you want to go live? I'm going to try to get want to try to get him to go live with me if he wants to have a chat. Come on, Mason. How are Mason? Mason.
Hey, how you doing?
How old are you, dude?
I'm 12, bro.
You're 12.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you the fisherman?
Yeah, I'm a fisherman.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude. Look at Joey Carpsong, so giddy that he's got a 12-year-old on freaking the internet.
Telling us that you're shooting fish.
Creeping on 12-year-olds on the internet.
I didn't come here to tell you that you couldn't fish. I came here to tell you that you should fish.
I should fish? Oh, I thought you said you shoot fish.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Look, me personally, I respect you being a vegan.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my point across. I like fishing.
You like fishing?
Yeah, when people cuss me out about that kind of stuff,
You don't like it?
I'm not saying that you did. I'm not saying that you did. I know that you do not support me.
I don't support fishing. Do you know why I don't support fishing?
Why?
Because fish are sentient animals and they feel pain and suffer, and when you hook them in the face and drag them out the ocean, they suffocate and they suffer in their last moments, and it's unnecessary. You're doing it for fun, you do it as a hobby, and you don't need to.
Yeah, I do it for fun.
You do it as a hobby?
Yeah, it's my hobby. You should check out my Instagram for my posts.
I will check out your Instagram, but dude, you know that you're killing animals for fun, basically.
No, we're killing animals to eat.
You're killing animals for fun.
For fun and for food.
You're killing animals for a hobby, but for fun.
Look how pissed Joey is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
you kill dogs for fun?
Dogs for fun? No, I have. Hey, buddy, come here.
You got a dog?
So all animals are the same. Yeah, I'll kill mosquitoes for fun. I'll kill fruit flies for fun when they're trying to get on my meat. Shit, I killed a snake for fun the other night. That was not fun. I went to take a piss, and there was a freaking snake right in front of my face that had slithered in through the window. And I'm pretty sure it was you call them ekis here, which is a pit viper. It was a baby. Very small, slender little thing. I go to take a piss, like 11 o'clock at night. I'm about to go to sleep. And I've got a flashlight. So I use a flashlight. It's got a red tip on it so that you don't get the red light, getting that circadian rhythm right. So I go to take a piss, about to go to sleep. I usually wake up Ariana to help her pee in the middle of the night so she doesn't pee in the bed. And I go to pee. And right in front of my face, there's a freaking snake. Obviously, I did not continue to pee. I stopped peeing. I backed up. And there was like this little glass jar right below where the snake was. So I had to figure out, how am I going to get rid of this poisonous snake? First of all, when snakes are very young, they can't regulate how much venom they put out. So I came in here, and the bathroom's over there in the other room. So I came over here and I grabbed this little, it's just like it's a mace, right? It's a what's it called? It's like a Portuguese mace, just a piece of metal. So I go over there, I'm planning on, all right, maybe I'm going to, it was in this little crevice. I thought maybe I would stop it with this and pin it down there. And then I also brought a large knife, like a machete. And I would pin it down and I'm going to, slice it. Actually, my first instinct was to grab it by the head and twist its head off, which I've had dreams, kind of a recurring dream that I'll get every once in a while. It was like snakes, and then in the dream, I usually end up snapping the snake's head off. Just always very satisfying, but definitely was not about to do that with a baby pit viper. So anyways, I jammed this. I stuck the little snake against the wall, and it started writhing around and slithering. It was really pissed off. So there was a glass jar right below it that I had to go around while I'm trying to stab it to cut its head off. And I couldn't. I tried to stab it and cut its head off, and I lost it. I lost control of it, and it went whoosh, and it fell into the toilet. The snake fell into the toilet, and I'm just standing there and I'm looking at it, and it's going like this. It's just like slithering, writhing around, and just snaking around in circles in the toilet. What's up, Ryder? Okay. Slithering around the toilet, and I'm like, shit, and I flushed it. And it went whoosh, snake down the toilet. Murderer, right? Or is that self-defense? Are you allowed to kill, if you had fleas in your house, can you get rid of them? And what about ants? If you get invaded by, in Southern California where I grew up, massive issue with those. They call them Argentinian ants or Argentine ants. Fucking horrible, horrific little things. Millions of them will invade your home. If you're vegan, is it not okay to kill them? Is that not okay? Come on.
What's your dog's name?
So they try to make you think all animals are the same, and they try to make it seem like you are an animal. And then they like to mix it up so they appeal to your emotions. So what's your dog's name? Right? Like, what a piece of shit this guy is. Joey Carpshaw, you should come on my stream sometime, and you can tell me about why we ethically need to go vegan. It's an invite to Joey. If anybody knows Joey, tell him he should come on the stream. It's an invite.
Buddy? Let me see Buddy.
Show me your dog.
Would you
slit Buddy's throat? Watch, here it comes. Would you slit his throat?
I'm going to tell you something really important, and it's to do with Buddy, and I want you to try to... Mason, I want you to try to think really carefully for me, alright? And it involves Buddy. I've got a dog, my dog's name's Snooky. She's around here somewhere, but let's just say I had... So let's just reverse the roles here for a sec. You've got a fish. Oh, look, Buddy. Oh, my God, Buddy. Hello, Buddy. All right.
This is why people make fun of vegans, because you guys are predatory. You're pathetic.
Let me talk to you about this. You got Buddy, right? Okay.
Where's this 12-year-old's parents, dude? This kid should...
environment under the water.
All right. First, where are this 12-year-old parents? Why is he on Instagram Live talking to some creepy former meth addict with psycho eyes and telling him what his dog's name is and shit? This is just weird.
Okay, minding their own business. They're just trying to live in peace. They're just trying to live. And a hook drops in the ocean, and it's got some food on it. They think it's food, and they get dragged out the ocean, suffocated, and killed, okay? Now, I'm in the water. I've got my own fishing apparatus in the water. Okay, and it's got a dog bone on there, a little dog treat, and Buddy sees it, and Buddy grabs it, and I hook him in the face, and I
see how they're always fantasizing about these murder things, like just like with Foot Soldier, he was fantasizing. He's like, we're in a white room, right? They're always British or Australian too, right? You're in a white room, and I'm torturing you, and it's like I'm pouring hot oil. He had all these details, and he was and I just let him go, and it was just. It's so amazing. Look at this. Now Joey's fantasizing about, decapitating this dog or something. This is just disgusting. And what a terrible argument, too. Humans are not dogs. Dogs are not humans. Humans are not pigs. Even though PETA would love it to dehumanize you to the point where you believe you're a fucking pig. And they have with most of you. Most of you vegan activists out there. But remember, we always have to remember, these people only barely believe the shit that they preach. These people hardly believe in what they're actually saying, right? They know what a joke it is. They know how easily refuted it is as well. So this emotional argument that they're constantly trying to appeal with is it's nonsense in their own worldview, because they want to act like you're just an animal, right? So they want to go by the assumptions that humans are animal. So you give the fool his folly. Now you answer the fool according to his folly, and you say, okay, let's assume humans are just animals. We're all the same. We all have the same moral agency. Why are humans required to abstain from eating animals, yet other animals are not moral monsters if they do eat other animals? And then they're going to have to get into these metaphysical explanations on how humans are somehow different. So the vegans, they still have an assumption of the fallen nature of man, right? They have in the vegan theology, man is separate from nature because man has moral agency, but these other animals don't. But they can't explain it in their worldview. They can't explain in their worldview how humans are separated from animals because they want it both ways. They want to say, you're just like an animal. Animal rights are just like human rights. Okay, then. Tigers are evil. Lions are evil. Let's go train them to be vegan. Well, they say, no, but they basically will say these animals don't have a soul. They don't have free will, and they don't have choice. But then they're assuming that humans do have free will, and they do have a choice. But in the atheist materialist worldview, there's no such thing as choice. It's just all random occurrence, atoms bouncing off of atoms. And there is no free choice. So they want it both ways. Their whole worldview is so fucked, is so freaking degenerated that they can't get out of this. And then they just obsess over like these murder fantasies. It's so strange.
And drown him, okay, for fun. What would you think of that?
First off, I wouldn't think that's cool. Second off, there's a difference between fish and dogs.
There is?
Yeah, first off, fish do not have nerves in their mouth.
Yes,
they cannot feel a hook.
Yeah, they do. Evidence?
No, they do not. Look up fish. Look up fish having nerves in their mouth. They do not have nerves in their mouth.
Okay, let's just say they don't. Let's just say they don't. Do they feel it when they suffocate to death?
But first, look, have you ever heard of catch and release?
Dr. Know-It-All's triggered by saying, atheists have no choice, what? So we got a fedora-wearing atheist in the chat. So let me just explain. In a materialist, rationalist worldview, there is no free will, there is no free choice, there is no soul, there is only cold materialism. Meaning there are no choices. Meaning there is no eternity, there is no truth, that it's all subjective. Yet these people who adhere to this worldview, like Foot Soldier I talked to the other day, they want it both ways. They want to pretend that there is objective reality, and they want everybody to live like there is objective truth, and they themselves even live that way. But they want to pretend like there's no objective morality, like the universe is cold and indifferent, and it's all just billiard balls bouncing off of billiard balls. So to the triggered atheists in the chat, that's what I'm talking about. In the materialist, rationalist worldview, there is no accounting for choice. There is no accounting for a soul. There is only physical. Sorry, I'm sorry if I shook your fedora loose. You know, I mean, you can go listen to Sam Harris. Soothe yourself with the soothing words of Sam Harris, who will tell you that, yes, we just pick an axiom and we all must agree on the axiom.
Caught and released Buddy. Just dragged him into the water, suffocated him, dragged him.
There's a difference. I came on your Instagram because I was watching one of your videos of you arguing with the meat eater guy.
And now you're doing it with me. Now we're doing it together, see?
That's why I came here. But look.
Do you like candy? Do you like candy? Where's mommy? Where's your mommy? What's your address? Who the fuck is this, man? Who lets their kids on Instagram like this?
I didn't expect you to have a live stream, which I'm actually happy about that. But look, these fish right here.
Exactly. So the glitching out, fedora wearing, Sam Harris thumping atheist. Just you're banned from the chat because you're annoying. I let you go for a while, but he's so triggered, and they get so triggered by having to realize that they're self-refuting. So he says there is no objective truth, there is no objective morality. He says there's no objective truth, and there's no objective morality. That is a universal statement. So if you're saying there are no universals, that is a universal statement. It's self-refuting right there. So you can go study Sam Harris some more, see if you can get out of this self-refuting thought loop with denying all metaphysics and denying everything beyond cold materialism, the naive materialism. So you're out of the chat. See you later, buddy. And even his name was Dr. Know-It-All. What a surprise.
On a hook, and look, they're doing perfectly fine. Look, I'll feed them right now. I'll feed them right now. I'll feed them right now. I caught these fish 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Look at this young murderer bragging to poor victim Joey.
Okay.
Watch it. Look. Oh. Yeah. He looks very affected.
Brother, what if I caught Buddy by a hook, dragged him in the water, suffocated him, and then released him for fun? Would you think that's okay?
Look.
You just saying that is so ridiculous. And this is what they're always going back to this argument. What if I did this to you? What if I slit your throat? What if I did just this? Like, what sick things are going on in these people's head?
I told you something. Fish do not have nerves in their mouth. Dogs
Yes, they do.
have nerves in their mouth.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree because scientists have proved beyond a doubt that fish feel pain when they are dragged out the ocean by their mouth. Now, there's actually a study they did
Okay, just thought I'd do a little study break here just to get my point across further. Carps and pikes avoided bait for up to 3 years after being hooked just once. Now, they need food. They're getting food and they're avoiding getting the food because they're afraid of being hooked in the face. That shows they feel pain when they're hooked. Okay, and here they noticed that the animals had A, delta and C fibers. In humans and other animals, these fibers are associated with 2 types of pain sensation, sharp pain and throbbing pain that follows. And as much as I hate these animal tests, I mean, listen to this one. They noticed that the fish were cognitively impaired when subjected to nasty insults to their bodies, and this impairment can be reversed if they're provided with pain.
You like how he interrupts his thing to like inject, like, this is why I'm right.
You know what? I'm still going to disagree with you there, but let's just say you're right. Let's just say you're right. Okay, let's just say you're right. Now, if you didn't feel it, would it be okay to drown someone if they didn't feel it?
Look, you don't drown them.
Yes or no?
Yes or no? It's called catch and release.
Yeah.
It's called catch and release. You take them out. Look, you ever heard of something called snorkeling? You're going under the water.
But wait a second. But wait a second,
You're
bro.
holding your breath, and you come back up.
Do you eat fish?
You can hold your breath.
Do you eat
Yeah,
fish? Oh, so you eat fish. Okay. Okay. Wait. You eat fish. Where were they released? Into your bowels and into the toilet?
Hell yeah.
No, here, I'll show you right now.
Okay. So those fish weren't released.
Yeah, those fish weren't released, but the ones that I ate.
Okay. So what do you think about? Okay. What do you think about those fish? Why did they have to lose their life?
Why do they have to lose their life? Because I love eating fish. It's really good.
Okay. What if I loved eating bunny?
Well, if you were in China, it would be socially acceptable. Look, I don't kill and eat my dogs because they're there to protect the other animals and livestock that we have from other animals and other humans and other degenerates like you who would come and try to liberate them. So I don't eat my dogs because they serve a purpose. They're fun to play with. They're friends to my kids. I don't see them as food. In a famine, I might consider it, though. Right? So I don't eat the dogs because they serve another purpose. They're there to attack intruders.
Well, would it be moral? Would it be a moral thing to do?
So here's where the kid needs to ask him, what is morality, and how do we determine what is morally good, morally right, and morally wrong? In your worldview, please tell me how we determine what is true and false. And you have to first ask, do you believe in objective morality and objective truth? Usually they'll deny that right off the beginning, and then it's like, well, where can we go from here? You don't believe in objective morality, yet this is moral. And if they say we do believe in objective morality, you say, fantastic. How do we know what is objectively morally right or wrong? And then you follow it from there, because they won't have an answer. In the materialist, rationalist, fedora-wearing, Sam Harris-humping, atheist worldview, there is no source of objective morality. You just get to make it up. But it's so necessary that we all make it up, right? But even in their worldview, in Sam Harris's worldview, the whole universe is just cold, determined. There's no free will. Billiard balls bouncing off her all around. A bunch of atoms colliding and forming random shapes. That's their worldview. So in that worldview, there's no agency, there's no free will. Yet some of these people will try to argue for morality and for ethics. When it's like, what do you mean? You don't believe there's choice. You don't believe there's choice. You don't believe there's a will. You don't believe that there's a soul. So how can you believe that we need to be objectively moral by not being vegan? Right? Now, it's so self-refuting their worldview, it's ridiculous. Now, obviously, in my worldview, I can account for these things because truth, objective truth and objective morality come from a higher power. They come from God. Right? But, of course, the modern, oh, I'm so smart. I went to college. I know there's no God. I'm a fucking scientist, dude. I have a degree. I got a PhD. Nobody's smarter than me. I've never seen and held God, so God doesn't exist. But we have to be true, and we have to be objective. And we have to be moral. And we have to be ethical. But there is no ultimate source or ultimate source of truth for objective morality. It's so self-refuting. Yeah, Unlock the Power. Milk Jar was going to come on. Someone says, get Milk Jar on the show. Yeah, Milk Jar was going to come on today, but he's busy. So after the weekend, it'll come on sometime next week. What's up, Ryder? Come here. Come show me that. You got honey? Come here. You know that. Ryder's got honey. Ryder, where do you get honey from?
Mommy.
Where does mommy get honey from? We're gonna have bees up at our property one day, guys. We're gonna be beekeeping. You know, we're gonna get our own honey from bees. Our neighbors have a bunch of honey. They've got like 5 hives right next to us. We're gonna put beehives at the very top of our land, and they're gonna be able to eat all the stuff from all the flowers. They'll pollinate everything, and they'll make more honey for you. Do you know that people that are watching right now think that we're bad for eating honey? Isn't that funny? Look at this young murderer eating stolen goods. He stole that from bees, slave bees, who just want to live their life free and eat their own honey. What do you think, Ryder? Hey, how old are you? 2? Are you a little man? What are you?
Boy.
You're a boy? All right. Are you a man?
No.
Are you
boy.
You're a boy?
Yeah.
Is Ari a boy?
No.
What is she?
Still.
She's a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you love? Okay. Bye, buddy.
Boy.
All right. All right. So you could probably imagine the Joey Carb Strong debate doesn't progress much from there. Just goes into some more thought loops. But I mean, these are the people that are leading the vegan movement. You got Carb Strong, and this is just online too. It's just like the online fake hacktivism arm of it. There's probably people in real life who are doing some things for their vegan movement, and you know, trying to help out the movement however they think is right. But the online vegan hacktivist community is just, it's obviously pathetic. So if you're in the live chat, make sure to push like. A bunch of vegans are disliking the videos. I never beg you guys that push like, and barely any of you fuckers ever push like. So hit like, subscribe, and freaking hit the bell thing. Seriously. Hit like or I'll ban you all. We need to combat these 5 dislikes. All right. So I think we should start wrapping it up, guys. I'm done. I've been talking for way too long. NEWSWEEK. No, the world doesn't hate vegans. Vegans hate the world. Meat eaters don't hate vegans. In fact, we would love for them to leave behind their self-refuting ideology and their fake religion and go back to eating a real human diet. We don't hate you, vegans. We think you're hilarious. We think you're funny. And it's interesting and fascinating watching your cults. Like, have you guys seen... All right, we got one more thing. I'm not wrapping it up. One more thing. Peace, reflections. We're going back to Melanation, Carbon Nation, Master Teacher, Nature Boy. You guys want to see how to create a cult online and be a part of the vegan cult, the fruitarian vegan cult. Here, Master Teacher. Oh, this is an old video. I gotta find his newer one. There's a specific video I'm looking for that I found the other day.
This is how Nature Boy live.
This is how Nature Boy live. Look at his new avatar. It's like an Indian chief. Peace, reflections. All right, where is that video? Nature Boy is making babies, you guys. He's going to get now. This is the fruitarian group that he's got this whole cult that he's brainwashed, and it's kind of shocking to see some of these things. I mean, it's like literally watching Jim Jones. As Jay Dyer said the other day when we talked to her the other week, it's like Jim Jones meets Mike Jones. So Nature Boy, check out his rooster hairdo.
Yo.
You sexy Nature Boy. Lache. That's his new word. Eli. It's just so twisted, just so busted up. All right. Let's listen to him.
Humanity. is our God. Even the black woman
Listen to his
is our God.
he got a new accent too.
Is our God. We have many gods because God is everything.
Yeah, this is the problem. This is your problem, dude. This is the problem with modernity. You get rid of objective truth. You get rid of objective morality. And everybody just gets to make up their own gods and their own cults. This guy literally thinks he's God.
Resources
and he's always changing it. They're always twisting it, right?
We sell our soul. You see?
Yes, you did.
We sell our soul. And so they call me.
So he tells the truth. He tells you exactly what he does.
You see? We must talk about the womb. I gotta change my internet.
He's got 4 wives.
What's her name?
And they're all like pregnant now.
Alright, so I wanna teach people the truth about pregnancy. Okay?
What's this fake accent now?
And today, the spaceship's ready? All right, so I'm going to give the rest of this download. I want to talk to people about the truth about pregnancy.
Truth, guys.
Okay.
TROOFF.
Okay. So, now, what is the womb? What is pregnancy? Because I went on, like I said, I was on YouTube and I seen all of the negative vibration. Right? Negative vibration. About having a natural birth and health.
Let's fast forward a little here.
And people, depending on what their mind uses thought to do, will complicate something simple. Your birth is something natural. And when something is natural, it's supposed to happen effortlessly. It is not supposed to be complicated.
Chris Code's asking about shirts. Chris, got the Eat Meat Make Family
shirt.
Have
a clear mind,
what's better than the Eat Meat Make Family shirt, Chris? That's like the Eat Meat Make Family shirt. It says it right there. Pro-natalist, pro-human, eat meat.
You have a clear understanding.
Yeah, Chris Code. You can get that. It's down in the description. We got those shirts, man.
Transition smoothly.
Hey, thank you.
You see, everything is effortless. Show me one animal in nature that you see screaming, hollering to have a child. Name me one animal in nature that has to get a C-section. Or some kind of... You are supposed to squat down all the way like this to open the body completely.
What's with the fake, like, Jamaican accent that he has? Oh, you have to squat down all the way like this, man. I talk like a Jamaican now, man. I live in Honduras for poco tiempo, and now I talk like a Jamaican, man. I'm like the black Jim Jones, man. Except I talk with a fake Jamaican accent now, man.
So that the rectum can fully empty itself. But you sit in an L shape, closing the rectum, so that the rectum cannot fully empty itself.
Gotta open up your rectum with Natureboy.
And because of
He'll
our
help you.
disobedience, we get rectum cancer, diarrhea, our stool is not regular. My last son. Actually, the man is supposed to deliver the baby. Not no stranger. Not no stranger you pay. You pay a stranger to talk you through. You can't depend on your man to talk you through and be there. Your man is supposed to deliver the baby. Your husband. The man that you made the baby with is supposed to deliver the baby and be right there for you.
It gets way better. Wait till you see the reveal. What's behind the camera?
Man made you a woman.
Wait till you see what's on the other side of the camera.
He put the baby in you.
Watch this, guys.
You cultivate the baby. Well, shall I say, you did it together. You must do it together. Labor is not even, it's a transition. The baby is coming through the portal. And if you are eating from the earth, living in harmony with the earth, if you are living in harmony with the earth.
I didn't just cut it. He just switched the camera around. I didn't jump. Look. Look at this.
How can there be complication?
He feeds them a fruitarian diet.
How can there be complication if you are in harmony with the frequency of the sun?
Frequency of the sun.
You, black man. You are the doula. The family is the doula. Huh? Look at the animal. Listening to the download.
The animal's listening to the download.
Still as everybody else. Listening. Feeling the vibration.
This is the pinnacle of vegan spirituality, guys.
Listening. There you go. It's lache. That motherfucker sitting in formation with y'all. Like, what we doing?
Reflection.
Ali. So the man is supposed to be the midwife. But because you've been separated from your man and severed from your masculine energy, you suffer. Because of your ignorance, you will suffer. Your husband is your doula. Your husband is your midwife. You sat down, you made the child together.
I'm pretty sure what they're doing is they're having visa babies because they get visa problems wherever they go. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna say these dudes are the fathers. Like there's like these are his wives. These chicks that are pregnant. He calls them his wives. I don't know if all those chicks are pregnant too, but these 4 women up here, at least 2 or 3 of them are pregnant. And he acts like he's the father, but I'm pretty sure they're just trying to get visas.
Huh? You are out of balance.
How scary is this? These poor children, right? These children are going to be born into this super malnourished, first of all. But also just look at this. Telling them...
Male and female sat and created the baby together. Did they not? La che. La che. La che. They sat down and created the baby together. And it was pleasurable, wasn't it? La che. La che. It was pleasurable for you to make the baby, right? La che. What if I told you it was supposed to be pleasurable for the baby to come through to you? What if I told you were supposed to have an orgasm when you delivered your baby? What would you say?
Look, they got a white chick too.
Really? What if I told you it was supposed to be an orgasmic experience with you and your masculine counterpart? What if I told you that your pregnancy was supposed to be in the jungle? And that it's not supposed to be a painful process.
Still just...
It's the way humanity is.
How long does he go for?
Man no more. You don't need a man. You're independent. Your man is supposed to be your doula and your deliverer. You made them together, you're supposed to deliver them together.
You're supposed to deliver them together. He even uses the Jim Jones. If you guys listen to old recordings of Jim Jones, it's fantastic. The way he gets up in front of the audience, he's just, wow, he's literally channeling Jim Jones right now. This is so sad, man. I hope they don't. I hope these people. I hope they get out of it, man. Seriously, though, like, pray for these kids. And this is horrible.
You don't have your man because you are out of harmony with life. And because you are out of harmony with life, you will suffer. And you will continue to suffer and have pain and complications.
Complications. My new fake accent. So fucking pretentious.
Squat, my love. Show them the natural squat for rest.
Squat, my love.
This is the natural
Bow
squat for
to me,
rest.
my love.
This is the natural squat for rest. You see, that is the natural way we rest. Show them your stomach, baby. Pregnant. How's it been so far?
It's been smooth. It's been really smooth. No complications, no discomforts. No
But we sleep on the earth. Huh?
Yeah.
We eat from the earth. Huh? We're one with the earth. Why? Because the earth is the sun, right?
That's it.
Come now. You never heard Jim Jones speak like this.
Yeah, see, he knows it. Dude, this is what I'm saying, man.
You call me Jim Jones.
Are you fucking kidding me? Thank you, Natureboy. My
You should
thesis.
be calling me Elohim. I'm the original black man. I'm
disgusting.
the mind of the original black
Disgusting.
man. I'm the return of what is called the Christ.
But people don't believe in demonic possession, right?
These.
What is this? You can watch this guy's videos from. You can watch it evolve as these things just seethe from this
It is
man.
in you, but you deny it because you are the devil's children.
And it's always the same thing, the same twisting of scripture, all this new age shit.
Point blank, period.
This is
You
crazy.
know it's the truth. You must not harm anything. When you breathe in, everyone take a deep breath.
I can't believe he just shouted out Jim Jones. That was crazy.
When you drink, you cannot drink more than you pee, or you
Damn.
empty your cup. In their language, they call it pee. We say empty your cup.
In their
You're a
language.
different code. Life. Anytime the mind uses thoughts against the mind, it is evil because it lives backwards.
What are you saying?
Relation over the patterns of your mind.
You
Then
just
you know why. Your
You
mind
just
is
scroll
responding.
to any part of any one of his videos, and he'll be saying something so ridiculous.
It's because of that. Oh, my Mercury is in the 7th house. That's why I like to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is what I need. This is what I don't need. This is called my quincux. This quincux is, this is a square in my life. This is a challenge in my life. The way light is bending in my mind in this way.
So if you guys don't know this channel, I mean, this is a fascinating, if you want to just study the
must be
formation,
balance in all.
how the modern cults are being made, anybody can go out there and start a cult like this on the internet. And you've got a lot of people. I mean, you got dudes like Durian Ryder who've got their own little cults. You've got Vegan Gains who's got his little cult, right? All of these little cults. And nobody calls it that. No one wants to call it what it is, but it's just groups of people leading these, you know, these lost souls online. Like, these people give up their life to go to move to freaking Thailand and live near Durian Rider. And these girls just, you know, open themselves up to him physically and emotionally. And same thing with this guy. But this guy takes it further. At least this guy's honest about it. He's like, I'm fucking Jim Jones, yo.
With your emotions, then you can feel it.
Yeah,
When you step on the earth with your bare feet, you are now connected to the universe.
And it's like when you watch it, you see, you feel how weak it is. There's no power, right? There's no spiritual power in it. But it still gets these people. It's like when you submit to this bullshit, when you submit to these lies, the deeper you go into this self-refuting, completely twisted ideology, the more you could be manipulated by jokesters like this, by Jim Jones characters.
Your soil, eat organically, locally, because your food is a reflection of the cosmos. If you get your food from over there, it will not be righteous for your knowledge, and it will not be compatible with your knowledge because you live over here. You must eat your food right where you are because it is a reflection and a portal from the constellations under it. The trees is aligned with the cosmos. They're cosmic beings.
Crazy, right? I mean, this guy's got years of videos. I don't know how many. See, YouTube has no problem with this type of content. He doesn't get demonetized. I regularly get demonetized for my videos. What's his first video? Oldest video, 2 years ago. So he started out in the U.S. He started out in the U.S. using his little NLP games, talking about sexual intercourse and shit.
Going on, Chosen? How y'all feeling today? All right. Y'all know what time it is.
This is
right?
before he found his cult following.
Let me hook up.
This is when he's building it.
Goes into our eyes. what kind of music or who are you listening to? What are you listening to? When you kiss somebody, your fluids hold intelligence just like the apple does, depending on your vibration and your what's going on with you. So your fluids hold a certain value. So when you kiss someone, kiss them, and guess what? You receive their fluids. It's like
disgusting. So that's how he started. The genesis of Natureboy. Let's see. It's just crazy. But I mean, this is exemplar of the most fringe extremes of veganism, right? We went from mainstream veganism to extreme veganism. Natureboy rabbit hole goes deep, guys. Jim Jones meets Mike Jones. All right. Crazy, right? Crazy times we live in. Anyways, eat meat, make families. We call it eat meat, make families because that's what humans need to do, right? And obviously it goes far beyond that. Right? We need a solid worldview that we can stand on that doesn't refute itself. We need to question our own presuppositions. And we need to question the metaphysical presuppositions that people like this that are making claims about ethics and morality and grand narratives of the universe. By what authority do you make these claims? All right, so we're not here to start a freaking cult like Natureboy. We're not here to beat up on vegans. We're here to tell you guys that it's not too late. It's actually never too late. I mean, the guy we talked to yesterday, Luca, I mean, what a trip. Let's take one more look at Luca before we wrap this up. But the pictures, the before and after pictures, are just staggering. You know, fruitarian diet did this to someone's son, right? Like, that guy has got a mother. Look at that. This is what happens when we follow this stuff deep down the rabbit hole. When you go too deep into that vegan rabbit hole, you might find yourself at fruitarian land. You might find yourself a fruitcake in fruitarian land. And this poor kid almost killed himself, man. Look at that. Look at his neck. Look at his neck. And look at him now. Just look at the difference in like the madness you can see and the sadness in his eyes. There he is. 30 days to get there. To go from here to here. 30 days of nourishing himself. So, I mean, this is not just a big joke. There are people out there really harming themselves and harming groups of people. The blind leading the blind. So, NEWSWEEK. No, we do not hate vegans. Why do meat eaters hate vegans so much? The fact that NEWSWEEK allowed this opinion piece to even be printed is pretty ridiculous. Kate Stewart and Matthew Cole. It's not too late. You and the other future ex-vegans out there have got to realize just how inane and self-refuting your ideology is. No, people don't have a guilty conscience for eating meat. People have natural guilt and shame from rejecting what's true, from rejecting the true reality, and from denying what's true and what's eternal. And you can play on that guilty conscience using media, using education, and you can brainwash people and you can fill that guilty gap. You can make people feel guilty about all sorts of stuff. And guilt is one of the best ways to control people. No, we don't have a guilty conscience. But there is a major agenda to try to make us have a guilty conscience. The eco-conscience, right? It's all your fault, guys. You were born. You're killing the planet. That's ridiculous. What a silly little article here. We don't hate vegans. Love you guys. We want you to leave the cult. We want you to join humanity. We want you to join reality. And remember, if you're still watching this, future ex-vegans out there, 85% of you vegans watching this are not going to be vegan very, very soon. And I suggest you make it sooner rather than later. So we're done, guys. The Keto and Carnivore Collective for this weekend, or for this month, for November, which it is November now. How cool is that? The Keto and Carnivore Collective for November starts on Sunday. So you got 2 more days till the Keto and Carnivore Collective starts for November. We actually had quite a few more people than we expected this month. I haven't advertised it much, mentioned it in a few videos, but really, really excited for this group. The Keto and Carnivore Collective is our group community coaching. If you're a current vegan, how about this? If you're a current vegan and you're interested in joining the Keto and Carnivore Collective, click on the link in the description. Then I'll give former vegans, but you got to be real, right? And you will be found out because we do this in a live community setting, so you can't fake it. But if you're really an ex-vegan and you're coming off of a vegan diet and you're watching this right now, you want to join the November Keto Collective, click on the link, email me, and tell me you're a former vegan and that you watched the stream today. I'll give you 50% off. For former vegans, how about this? We'll sponsor 2 former vegans that are watching this. If you got people who are just coming out of the cult, you're just leaving the vegan cult, and you're interested in dialing in your diet, dialing in your lifestyle, getting on a properly nourishing diet, we're going to sponsor 2 people who are watching this stream right now. We did a sponsorship through Instagram as well. So Emily, what's up, Emily? Emily was in the collective. She was in a couple of them. Emily's awesome. But yeah, if you're an ex-vegan, if you're just coming out of vegan, I don't want ex-vegan, 2 year, you've been off of a vegan diet for 2 years. I'm talking about fresh ex-vegans. Or if you're just coming off of it right now, hit me up. We'll sponsor 2 of you. So the Keto and Carnivore Collective, it's our community coach. We get a lot of private coaching consultation requests. I prefer to do it in the community setting because you get more time. We do 2 live interactive voice chats every week. We're actually able to handle more people this way and give you more interaction and more content. So yeah, we'll sponsor 2 vegans who are watching this right now for the Keto and Carnivore Collective for November. And if you're interested in signing up, we are starting Sunday, so it's the last day to sign up. The link's in the description down below. And of course, we've got the Eat Meat Make Families t-shirts in women's and men's as hoodies and tanks. Sylphwave says, I'm former vegan, was 4 years strong. 91 days ago, I jumped to carnivore with 0 transition. How you feeling, Sylphwave? That's awesome to hear. Congratulations. Time Now and Then says, I'm a fresh ex-vegan, few months. All right, we'll sponsor you. Time Now and Then, you want to be sponsored? Time Now and Then. Click the link in the description here of the video, the Keto and Carnivore Collective. Email me and tell me that you are Time Now and Then. No, DJ Adam says, if I go vegan for 1 day, can it count? No, but we will find out because there's a questionnaire. We'll send you the questionnaire. We'll send you all the information. Time Now and Then. So you're in. So we got 1. We'll do 1 more. We'll sponsor 1 more. I'll wait for the emails. I'll pick my favorite. But glad to hear from you. Glad you got off the vegan diet. And to all the future ex-vegans out there, look, nobody hates you. Nobody hates you more than you hate reality right now. Right? We got to stop fighting against what's true, stop fighting against what's real, and admit to yourself why you're really doing this. Are you doing it because you want attention? Are you doing it because you want meaning? Are you doing it because you just desperately want something to believe in? That's not the right reason. You can be led around like a dog on a leash for the rest of your life if that's your reason for doing this. So don't just adhere to any ideology just because it sounds cool. Look for the truth. All right? So anyways, the Keto and Carnivore Collective, we're starting on Sunday. That's going to be a fun one. It'll be a good group. Got a lot of awesome people in this one. Actually, we had to add the name Carnivore to the Keto and Carnivore Collective. We used to just call it the Keto Collective. Nobody was interested in carnivorous eating like a year and a half ago. I didn't even like telling people I didn't eat vegetables like a year and a half ago because people freak out, right? Most of our clients, they like to eat veggies. They're not quite where we're at. But many people are becoming more interested. Many people who have autoimmune conditions, many people who had major gut issues, many people who have just been enjoying a carnivore diet for various reasons. So we actually had to add the name Carnivore to the Keto and Carnivore Collective because so many people are digging the carnivore style now. So that's pretty cool. But we don't hate you vegans. In fact, we love you. We want you to stop this nonsense. Oh, dude, Ryan Parr was at Woodstock Fruit Fest. Ryan, you're in. All right, so we got our 2 sponsors now. Nobody else email me. I'm sorry, guys. We got the 2 sponsored. Ryan Parr, email me. You see the link right there. You're in. So Ryan and the other guy with the name that wasn't a real human name, I forget what it was. You guys are in. Okay. So, what else, guys? I'm going to check out the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook. If you like what we do here, you want to support the work we do, we put a lot into this. We put a lot into this. And a lot of shit gets demonetized all the time from YouTube. YouTube don't like me. We're on the naughty list. You want to support the work we got here? Check out the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, the training manual for low-carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. We've got it in print now. It teaches you how to make nutrient-dense, unrefined, whole foods. This is the book we wish we had when we came off a vegan diet and we started a high-fat diet. We started properly nourishing ourselves. Beautiful book in print. It's got a whole section on how to prepare organs, how to make organ meat, how to render tallow. We even teach you how to make, well, of course, the basic stuff like broth and stuff. How to make heart. That's one of my favorite. I like the seared heart steaks. Those are really good. Heart's nice. I love liver, too. So we teach you how to prepare liver, teach you how to prepare the organs. The whole book's not all just organ meats and stuff, but it's fun. We also teach you how to make vegetables and stuff. You don't have to be full carnivore like me to enjoy a high-fat keto diet. In fact, I don't think most people should be on a ketogenic diet. But anyways, yeah, the Keto and Carnivore Collective, we're starting on Sunday. We use a live Discord server. So as long as you got access to like a phone or something, you can pop into our live interactive voice chats on the Keto and Carnivore Collective. They're all recorded so that if you're not able to make it, you can send your questions in before, and we'll answer the questions. You listen to the recording later. And we do one lesson and then one Q&A every week. So we get 2 live voice sessions where we're hanging out, talking with you guys, and you have full access to us, whatever you need, and the community support aspect, which is always fun. So, peace, reflections. I hope your vibrations is rising. I hope we've delved deep enough into this beautiful, beautiful new age vegan movement. And I hope you guys understand that you're far more than what you eat. So I'll see you next time. Let's see. Here. I'll give you guys this on the way out. To raise your vibration. Rainbow spirit. Rainbow around the moon.